And gentlemen, welcome back to Live with Matt Bailey, your National Ambassador for the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. Really appreciate you tuning in. Bit of a different setup at the moment. As you can see, a bit more of the room. That's the backdrop behind me that you used to be able to see face on. I've moved the whole office around a bit for 2021, and I've moved the whole thing, the whole setup around. Of course, at the moment, this is not a pre-record. No, this is not a pre-record. This is live. I'm live right now, Dr. Akers. Yes, the beats came in a bit late. Like I said, new setup at the moment. There's a few sort of quirks still working out with the technical side of things. The desk is in a different spot. The mixing desk. And, of course, the everything else is in a different spot. The camera. Well, I'm also live on Instagram right now as well. I don't know if I'll do this every night because trying to fit everything in, of course, is a bit painful. But, okay, hashtag pre-recorded Bailey. No. This is Live Bailey. This is Live Bailey right now. And this is really exciting because it's a chance for us to have a chat about the year that was, what we're looking at doing this year, some of the highlights, some of my favorite parts of 2020, some of your favorite parts of 2020. New year, new view. That's right. That's right. I don't know if I'll stick with this layout. I like it at the moment because it gets a bit of the plant in the background. Other way, that way. Gets a bit of the plant in the background. It also gets a bit of everything going on screen a bit at the moment. Looks good, mate. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, we're just, like I said, trying a different format, trying a different sort of setup. And did you move everything to find your texter? My texter. Did I lose my texter? Look, I probably did. Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well, Jim. Shout out to Joel Nem09, Matt Music NW, Dr. Akers, James Caden, Darren Howie, everyone who's tuning in, really appreciate it. Happy New Year to you all. That's where we begin. Happy New Year to you all, absolutely. Like I said, big year ahead at the moment, and I wanted to go through some of my highlights of what was last year, and then you know what? I forgot to give this away. Some of you remarked that I forgot to give this bottle away last year because we all got a bit carried away with the festive events in Melbourne, Sydney. Well, Melbourne's was very much a little bit of a smaller affair, and Tasmania, that we had the events around the country. You know what? It's been so good catching up with so many members over the festive break. I've just cracked and poured open. I haven't just cracked it. I opened it a couple of weeks ago. 1.214, Indulge Your Sweet Tooth. That's what I'm enjoying at the moment. An 8-year-old that was Malt of the Month last year at some point earlier in the year, March, April, somewhere around there. I can't recall exactly. But I will tell you that it's really exciting that we're we can't see the weekly vinyl shuffle. That's a good point. Okay, that's a good bit of feedback right there. You can't see the vinyl. Look, the vinyl shuffle might be a thing that I need to bring into this stream somehow because I have been moving the LPs around a bit. I listen to vinyl. You can see the actual record player a little bit easier now. It's just there. So I've got the record player and a Super NES behind it. So you can see I've moved some things around. You just had to go live again, didn't you? Overachiever. No, I love going live. And this first day back into it today, back at the Society after a short break. That break, I think we all needed. Even though a lot of us have been stuck at home for the last few months even, I think we all needed a bit of that break, if that makes sense. But I will tell you, there are some changes coming this year to what you may know as live streamers and what you may know to the Society videos, which I'm really excited to share with you all tonight. Smaller affair, but enough bottles to get the entire crew of the Titanic drunk several times over. Look, there's bottles all through this office. That's the way this works, unfortunately. Well, or fortunately. No, this is not a green screen. This is legit. Does this look like a green screen at the moment? I promise you there's no green screen. I could get a green screen. That could be kind of fun, actually. I could just have a full prop-up green screen behind me. That would be a bit of fun, wouldn't it? This is not green screen. I don't know why it looks like it's green screen. It could be the lighting. I've changed the lighting up as well a bit. I don't know. There's a bit of lighting in different parts of the room at the moment, which help light this video. So I want to show you some of the good and the other side of last year. I want to show you some of the highlights of last year. So I'll bring it up on screen so we can all see it. I'm going to show you first of all, some of the event photos that we got. So good. Pretend you're in the Sahara. Well, I mean, it's not really a Sahara summer, this one, is it? You moved just so I could see the icons award. I didn't, but if I put my head like that and blow myself up again, there it is. No, look, It is on the wall there. I keep the icons on the wall. It's a very important award for me, and I was very happy to win that back in 2019. Can you please fully shut the cupboards behind you? Is someone getting picky about my background here? I guess those cupboards there are a little bit sort of slightly ajar. Don't worry about it. Look, I'll get back to those next time. All that water filled with whiskey, asks Joel. Yes, but also no. I mean, there's also a suit in there. I mean, there's a suit and glassware and whiskey. So that's basically what's in there. It's not just my OCD getting triggered by that door. Look, I might get a chance to close that door, but really what we should be focusing on is what's on this side of the screen now, which is, for those who are tuning in on Facebook and on YouTube, we'll be able to see this. Instagram, I'm sorry, you have to tune in on YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel, by the way. There's 244, and now will be 245 videos on our YouTube channel. That's massive. Just search SMWS Australia. I really appreciate it if you subscribe. And as all YouTubers say, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. You know, I'm not going to say that. I did just say it, but you know what I mean. We do it for our members to bring great stuff to our members. So here is one of the photos I took from the Sydney party. We had the whole pagoda, the whole sort of like what do they call it? Yeah, pagoda and Rose Garden Pavilion. Sorry, not pagoda. We had the whole pavilion and Rose Garden to ourselves that day. It was fantastic. Click like and subscribe. Thank you, Dr. Akers. You know how it works. And it was a great afternoon of just good dramming, good fun. Why not? That's what it's about. And then I'll bring up some of the other photos. We had some, you know what? I'm going to throw a special shout out to Irina. Irina, you had by far one of the best photos taken that day. And I think it was you did it with your phone. There it is. Just that's everything that was happening in one photo. A pavilion full of people, a sun hat, some cushions, a picnic rug, a packed lunch, whiskey, spirits menu. What a day. Seriously, that was so much fun to have everyone there and join in on a few things. So I'll keep going though. Now I told you there's some. Well, here are some photos as well from the Taz event. What a fantastic event it was in Hobart, just to catch up with so many Hobart members, to enjoy a few drams, taste a few things, and get together again. And that getting together in person is something I think we've all kind of missed this year. And it's great getting together online, and we do it. We're going to be doing that a lot this year. I can see it now already. We are doing a lot of virtuals this year. We're putting together all sorts of virtuals and experiences that can be enjoyed. Wait for it. This is kind of one of the big reveals of tonight. These experiences that we're shaping for 2021 that are coming up are going to be much more, what's the word for it? Hybridized. Is that the best word? And you know, we're gonna see like more hybrid style events. We're gonna see events that you can do as a virtual or as an in-person event in certain cities. So we'll do, say, an event in Brisbane or Sydney or Hobart or Melbourne or Perth or Canberra or Adelaide. It doesn't matter where we do it, but there'll be examples of where that event can be enjoyed both in person, if we can. Of course, this all depends on, you know, lockdowns and restrictions and whatnot. If we can do it in person and virtually, there'll be opportunities where we will. And I think that's really exciting because you won't miss out on the experience, say, if you live 3 hours out of a capital city. And that's really exciting. And it'll be a chance, and catering to those who can't get a designated driver. That's a really good point, Jesse. It'll be catering to those who can't get a designated driver. So that's really part of it as well. It's sort of catering to those who get a chance to get together and taste a few things with us, and they can do it in person or virtually, and the experience won't be diluted on the online one at all. And that's really important to us because we get to share those experiences with you all and do everything there. The answer to that question there, will we see a virtual Champs? It is a Champs year. It was supposed to be Champs year 2020, but we're going to be doing the Champs in 2021. You heard it here first. Champs are happening. That's the other piece of big news today. The Champs are happening this year. I'm not going to announce the date just yet. That's going to be coming up soon. But if you sort of followed previous years, it's always around midwinter. Now, we are pushing for it to happen. Of course, we are going to do a real Champs coming up this year. So put that in your diary. I'm not telling you the date, so you can't put it in the diary. But when we announce the date, once we've got it all locked in, which is very soon, we will have a date to share with you for the Australian Malt Whisky Tasting Championships, the only whiskey champs in Australia where you can win massive prizes, have a huge amount of fun, drink whiskey, party on, and it's all included in the ticket. It's such an amazing evening. For those who have been to the champs before, I don't need to tell you about that. But so looking forward to some face-to-face events in 2021. James, Jim, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the RSC. I'm looking forward to seeing you at any of our Sydney events again soon, mate. Rob says, no. Again, sad I missed the Hobart event, says Jay Hodes. Next time, indeed. Look, there's going to be, we're looking at a big calendar for Tassie next year. If you live in Tasmania, if you have some friends in Tasmania and you want to invite them along, please do. We'd love more the merrier, really. Hybrid has some great potential. It does. And this is the thing. It's neither experience is diluted. Now, we're looking very closely at this moment. We're working with a few different people on it, and it's very exciting to see how we can bring that society experience, of course, to those all across Australia who want to engage in it. And this is the thing about being part of a whiskey community, being part of a whiskey club that is the most important to us. I can't stress that enough. Like, I haven't even mentioned the bottlings. The bottlings are great. We already know the quality of society spirits. We know that. We get to share that with you. We get to talk about it and have a bit of fun with it. But the real fun is in actually being able to share these with a community of people and like-minded people who just want to share good spirits and have a bit of fun with it and play around with it. And that's the whole thing. Yes, yes, yes. It sounds like a good thing. What are the champs? Now, Jesse, the champs is the Australian Malt Whisky Tasting Championship in a nutshell. It's the AMWTC, or shortened to Whiskey Champs, which has run every year or 2 years generally since 1988. I'm going to go, no, 1990, I think. Anyway, I need to check my history. But it's been running for about 30 years in Australia. The society took over the reins to run it in about 2003. So, and you can thank the likes of Andrew Durbidge, John Rourke, Andre Tamas back then, Chris Barnes, people like that who came along and were able to carry that flag. That flag I've been carrying now since 2016 when we relaunched it in 16 at Madame Tussauds. In 2018, we then did it at the Dinosaur Museum. In 2020 would have been the next outing, but it didn't happen. Now, what happens at the champs is you sit down in front of 8 whiskies, all core range. Now, hear me out. They're not society bottlings. They're all core range champs bottlings. Champs bottlings, champs. The whiskey champ selection is all core range. You get a list of 9 whiskies when you sit down, and then you have 30 minutes to guess them. So we give you the answers plus one red herring, and you guess which one's which. Third prize last time was about a signed bottle of Balvenie 21 plus a 127.44, so a good sort of couple of $1,000 value worth of whiskey. Second prize was the Car Strength Survival Kit, from memory. I need to go back through my. Oh, and no. So third prize was with the Oak Barrel. That was sponsored by the Oak Barrel. Great bottle shop. Scott Fitzsimons from the Oak Barrel proudly sponsored that third prize, which was a $500 voucher. The second prize was the Balvenie and the 127.44, and first prize was an all-expense-paid trip to Scotland and a tasting at the Vaults and 3 nights accommodation at the Vaults. Amazing. Like, what a prize. Now, even if you don't win any prizes, and by the way, the winner in 2018 was Brooke Heyman, who is the co-owner of Whiskey and Ailment. So she has an amazing whiskey palate, and I think she got 5 out of 8 correct. I think that was her winning score. So to get even 1 out of 8 correct is quite an achievement. To get 2 is incredible. And to get 3 even out correct puts you in the running to win, really. So, where was I going with that? So, yes. So the champs, it's you buy a ticket. The tickets aren't that expensive. It's like $99 last time, or $119 or something like that. That includes all the whiskey, the after party, the bar is all provided. Balvenie sponsored a bar last time. Very grateful for them. And the society had a bar there as well. We had William Grant and Sons. We had SMWS. We had live music. We had all the beer provided, all the wine provided, everything. The whole party is there, and it's such a great night. You have about 150, 180, somewhere around that, competitors. You can come as a spectator if you wish. You don't have to compete, but it's good fun. It's, you know what, it's so much fun. It's the biggest whiskey event in Australia every 2 years. It's not just like the biggest society event. It's the biggest whiskey tasting in Australia every 2 years. We're very proud to host it. We're super proud to host it. We're really proud that we get that opportunity to even have the opportunity to host it. So it's really important to us. We love it. Now, I've been talking about the champs for so long. Sorry. But Jesse, I hope that gets your gets your answer out. I hope that helps. John, Where do you sign up? Okay, I'm gonna pop a comment in the thread here. You can check it all out. I think most of it's up to date. If it's not, then I'm sorry. I mean, there's you can join up here. I'm just going to post the link in the thread. It's just amwtc-smws.com. That's the official website for the champs. It's a huge night. It's so much fun. Like I said, I don't anticipate us taking the champs virtual. I'm going to tell you that right now. There's no point in us doing that format virtual. The experience of the champs is in the room. It's in the room, being in the room with people, enjoying a massive championship, enjoying whiskey, tasting and seeing how close you can get. Can you tell the difference between Octomore and Oban, I often say? Can you tell the difference between Bruichladdich and Balvenie? Then if you can, you may as well just have a stab at it. Some years it's been harder than others. And we like to throw a challenge out and see what happens. So why not? So that is the champs coming up. And, why not? James Caden says, whoever can drink the most whiskey wins. That was the original premise, but fortunately they revised it. No. It's not a power drinking competition. We'd never get away with that. That's fucking insane. I agree. Okay, so really good question here. Now, this is a really topical question as we're in the month. Can you please touch on January and when will it go live and when does email go out for outturn? To answer that question, I can't see who wrote it because you haven't allowed StreamYard to see your name. That's fine. I'll answer it anyway. There is no January outturn. Again, no January outturn this year. We have had such a massive November and December, and we've basically run the warehouse dry. We are run out of whiskey a little bit. Everything's just we're just finding our feet again for the new year. So it's a very sort of small release this month, and it's not an outturn. We're just going to see some things trickle onto the site, which I'll talk about a little bit later on. But the first whiskey we'll formally see released this month will be on this Friday. So check out the website this Friday. It's not an outturn. I can't stress that enough. The next outturn is our February outturn, which is our first formal outturn of the year, which I'm really excited by as well. The power drinking comes after the competition. That's entirely up to you. And the SMWS supports responsible dramming, but it is a big party. It's a lot of fun. So that's that's really fantastic. I'm just going to go back to our screen and go on back to our topic at hand here. Some of the things from last year were some of the events that we managed to just squeeze in, if you like, into the end of the year. And Jesse, yes, let our wallets recover too. Exactly. We've all had a big Christmas. Well, we've probably all spent a lot over November, December, and it's probably a good opportunity for us to recover a bit. The Whiskey Wallaby asks when and where for the champs. Just going back to that point, the champs are always around middle of the year. I'm going to say midwinter. I'll say, and it's always been in Sydney. It's going to be in Sydney again this time. It's a big one. It's the biggest whiskey competition and tasting championship in Australia. It's a whole lot of fun. So just going back through some of my highlights of last year. Look at this. I wasn't even there, and I'm man, look at this. Big shout out to our our Tasmanian crew. There's Team Taz. Some of the guys and girls from the Tasmanian members there sitting upstairs at Devil's Distillery, aka Hobart Whiskey Distillery. Big shout out to John Jarvis for hosting it and taking the team up there. And you can see from the expression on his face that someone's definitely turned up in the wrong, flip-flops at the nightclub kind of face. And there's that massive lineup of all their Dram Club releases there. And, of course, bottom right, Alex Moores, our Vic State Manager. And top right, second from the left, we've got Tom Roth, who is our Taz State Manager at the moment. He's helping out. He's fantastic. Big shout-out to Tom and Alex and John and the whole crew there for and also, of course, huge shout-out to Mark Teague for putting this together as well. Mark, seriously, what a legend and what a fantastic photo. I would have loved to have been there. What a good-looking bunch. What a good-looking bunch. So there we go. Some comments coming in here, which I don't think I'll put up. Okay, so and I just want to go through some of the other photos from this year. Now, I said that I forgot to actually give away this bottle of gin. I have a bottle here of GN 4.2 Nettle Smooch. It's an Irish single cask gin. It's 48.1%. It's a Northern Ireland first fill ex bourbon barrel matured gin. Good fun. You know what? It's a tasty gin. And I'm going to give this away tonight to my favorite cocktail photo because I put up on our Facebook group, hey, you know, I've got this. If you're not a member of our Facebook group yet, I really encourage you to join in. But I put up on the Facebook group that I'm giving away this bottle of gin. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing it right now live on camera so you can see for real. And I've already chosen the winner, though. I've already chosen the winner. So I'm going to go through some of the submissions and I'll show you which one I like the most and for what reason as well. Why not? So we had here, who we got here? We've got James Caden, who put together a bit of a smoky number here. I think it was a espresso, sorry, an espresso. And then we had that was James Finnegan with his Kept in the Dark. My little list of who created which one is not coming up on screen, but that's okay. Look, there were some really awesome entries in here. Where can I see the where's your sidebar? Is that the one I need? Yeah, here we go. So we can see, we've got. I'm going to bring this up. Probably not the most ideal for your screen. Sorry. So James Caden with the Maple Mountain iced coffee. Very cool. Very cool. The coffee cocktail, of course. We got Kept in the Dark here. James Finnegan made a light Rob Roy almost kind of drink here, which I really appreciate. That looked awesome. And that was a fantastic bottling, that 1.210. We had Ed N with fizzy, a modern fizzy thing going on here. A bit of sort of slow gin, bitters, syrup, and 26.147, so many colors in rainbow. That was our Australian exclusive gathering bottling from September. We had another great submission here from Dr. Akers with his Between the Sheets, a Trifle Delightful Contro Watermelon. That looks really tasty. That was a strong runner-up. We had another one here from Jesse Morgan. Jesse, I couldn't find what you called this, but I think it was a, look, I'm just going to call it actual Pirates breakfast juice. That looks bloody tasty. That looks very summery. Another great submission here from Andrew Newcomb, where he's used a Scottish gin. He's used one of our society gins to create a viscous citrus, a Negroni, if you like. Sorry, he's used viscous citrus to create a Negroni. Love a Negroni. I'm a huge Negroni fan myself. And then great photo and awesome looking cocktail here from Darren Howie, the Smoky Scotsman. That was runner-up, and then the other runner-up was, again, Jim Finnegan. Mate, that whiskey sour, it hits all the right notes. I'm a huge whiskey sour fan, and that looks fun with Hamster Supernova. But the winner for me this time around to send the bottle of gin to, I'm giving it this time to Mark Garraway's Smoky Julep. The reason why I've really picked this one is because, honestly, where's my cursor gone? I told you we're going to have some technical hiccups of this new setup. The reason why I'm giving it to Mark in this case is because he's made a Smoky Julep, which is a very unique cocktail out of all of them. And B, the mint he's used for this mint julep has come from his own garden. So he's used a Society 53 Happy Daydreaming, and he's used his mint from his own garden. He's created a Smoky Isla Julep, which is very, very cool. So thank you so much for all the submissions from everyone, including the runners-up. There'll be another promo, which you'll see on our Facebook group in the next day or two, which is very exciting. And once we've got everything sorted out, and then we've got, a few other things coming up as well later this week, which, of course, like the first release of the year, the first whiskey release of the year, which is also very exciting. Let me take some of these questions coming through, though. However, we've got Mark Teague throwing his glass up. Awesome stuff. That coffee cocktail was simple and perfect, says Jesse. I'll agree. Will SMWS Melbourne retouch the SMWS boat cruise events in February or March, or is that hush-hush? Callum, we are at the mercy of state government and regulations and these new second wave flare, or in your case, third wave flare-ups of COVID. We've still got our deposit holding with the boat, so we're still ready to go. They've been holding onto our deposit now for more than a year, so I'm sure they're okay. Sure hope they still exist. Otherwise, they've run off with a bit of money. But the thing is, we're gonna be back in the saddle with them. We're going to be working with them on the Victorian boat cruise. And that's a whiskey cruise, of course, in Melbourne that we host each year in Melbourne. A lot of fun, of course. Looks fine, Matt. And Jesse says, and John Jarvis. Big shout out to John Jarvis, by the way, and the Hobart Whiskey guys, and just Hobart Whiskey and what a great team. And seriously, what a great adventure. John, two things. thank you so much for everything whilst I was down in Tassie. Thank you for the use of your all-terrain vehicle. It was actually a lifesaver getting to Richmond and back, and then to Richmond and back. Oh, no, it was only once, but anyway. And then over to Sullivan's Cove and then a few other places. Like Alex, the boat is moored. There it is. There's the joke of the day. Thank you very much. That was quite good. And then I wanted to show you actually, I don't need the sidebar for this anymore. Well, sidebar, get it? I'm going to show you my favorite photo of the holiday break. Alex Moores, you know what? This one's for you. Speaking of the boat is moored. There's Alex sitting in the sun, contemplating his next dram choice. It looks like a lot of fun at that Melbourne little get together of some members whilst they could. And must be nice being outside without a mask and just doing your thing at the moment. Why not? What a legend. And my other point about releases and this week and whatnot is that we occasionally, and I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again. We occasionally put whiskies up on the website. We put them up every so often. It's not in an outturn. It's not sitting anywhere else. And I want to thank everyone who's tuning in right now, both on Facebook and Instagram. Really appreciate it. And on YouTube, of course, if you're on YouTube as well. And like I said before, must check out our YouTube channel. There's 244 videos on our YouTube channel about whiskey. So there's a lot to learn on there. And it's not just whiskey. You can see me make a mess of some cocktails as well if you want. It's a total nightmare. However, I was going to say, I've lost my train of thought. Yes, we occasionally put whiskies up on the site, which we don't announce. We don't make a big song and dance of. They're just a chance for us to put things up on the site just to refresh the stock, get a few new things up, and a bit of a surprise here and there. One of which we've just put up over the Christmas break without much fanfare at all. So if you are a fan of those smoky 53s that often vanish in an outturn, there's one on the site right now, 53.338, the key to success. Well, I think we put 24 of them up just the other day. There's only 17 left. So we haven't announced it. There's no email blast. We haven't put it on socials or anything. So this is your first to actually see any announcement of this. The key to success, 53.338. And that's what it is. That's what it is. So why not? And if you want one of those, they vanish, obviously, these kind of bottlings all the time. It's a 12-year-old refill bourbon hogshead in the peated profile called the Key to Success. Get it? The key to, anyway, 53.338, an Isla whiskey there. I've not tasted it because we've literally just popped it on the site, and we're going to continue to do things like that over this month. So keep an eye on the site throughout January because it's not an outturn month, but there's a lot coming up this year that I've already made reference to. First of all, the champs are coming back, as I said. Secondly, we're really looking forward to building in lots of great content for you, for members to get around, to enjoy, to share around, and to be a part of what this whiskey community is all about. And on that point, in terms of live streams, we're not going to be going live as often as we used to. Now, we used to go live every single day. Now, that really does take a lot of time and effort to put all of that together each day. It might not seem like it, but I mean, talking for 30 minutes and taking your comments and questions and just having a bit of fun and exploring topics and researching topics and taking your questions and interviewing people is great. We are going to continue to do that. However, it's not going to be every single day. It's probably going to be about twice a week at the moment. And we're going to look at building that in to other factors like our more and more pre-recorded content. In fact, I've just had an interview, which was a pre-record with a Tasmanian distiller who I'm really excited to have that chat with. And we've also got some really exciting other guests coming in as early as next week, which is also very exciting. So we'll see you for another live, of course, later this week, perhaps Thursday. I think we're going to aim for Monday and Thursday for the Society live streams. Keep an eye out for upcoming Wednesdays for Whiskey Roundtable, of course. And we'll do some Friday night get-togethers, and Virtual Pub will make a return as well. Virtual Pub last year was hugely popular, and we really appreciate everyone who watched that. It's one of the most watched videos we've done. That was getting together all the Melbourne audience, tasting things with Brooke and Jules, with the 18th Amendment team, Ballarat, and that live band. They were fantastic. They couldn't hear me, but I could hear them, and that's what mattered. But I think I think it was all really good. Get your rant on. You know what, Rob? You know what? There was a comment earlier that could have got my rant on. I'll tell you that. But that's okay. I couldn't even see who wrote it either, so that's all right. Yeah, I think it was, anyway, I can't find it. I will get my rant on. Don't worry, Rob. There's always time for a rant. And I like I said, really appreciate everyone tuning in and being a part of these live streams. Happy New Year. That's just a sneak peek of some of the interesting stuff coming this year. There's also all this other stuff coming, which I haven't even had a chance to talk about yet, which I'll just quickly mention some little Easter eggs now, such as we've got some very interesting product coming later this year, which isn't necessarily whiskey. And I think you're going to be very excited to see what that is. That's very, 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 very vague, I know. But for a whiskey club not to be talking about something non-whiskey, I think is very exciting. And I think what we've been working on with these guys is extremely exciting. And it's sort of like a 4-way collaboration to even get this to happen. But that's the way it goes. And the other thing is, like I said, we're looking at more and more. We've got virtual events coming up, of course, so you can enjoy these events wherever you are, in your living room, at home, at work. And some of which are going to be a little bit different from what you may be used to. One of the most popular virtuals we did last year was with Basic Chocolates, BASIK, and that was the whiskey and chocolate pairing night. That was an absolute success. That could have sold 3 times over the number of packs that we made. But we were hampered by the number of packs we could make, of course, so we do what we can. However, we are going to try and bring back, we've got some, no, it's not merch either, by the way. Just those in the comments saying, more swag or glassware or merchandise. No, there is some of that coming, but this is not merch that I was referencing then. So keep going, keep trying. But it's just a big shout out for Krisner and the Basic team. The chocolates that guy creates, you know what? He is by far probably the most mad scientist of chocolate I've ever worked with. And I'm saying that in a full complimentary way. It's in like that guy is the true science, and like he's wild. And I love working with someone like that who's got that kind of energy, enthusiasm for pairings and for tastings. And that was a fantastic night. And just, great to work with him. Chris, I did try the penguin. I sent you a photo of the head bitten off. So there you go. Barrel Collab X beer cask. Oh, that's a good guess. That could be good. Thank you, sir. Still a long way to go, he says. Krisner, of course. Jay Herds, I don't think it was you that was going to send me in rant mode because I could see your name. It wasn't. No, it was. I don't know what it was. I'd have to go back. So, but look. Like I said, it's an exciting year ahead. There's a really exciting array of whiskeys from around the world passing the panel at the moment. And they're passing panels sort of December, January, which means they'll be bottled sort of Feb, which, we'll see them in the year to come. The American whiskeys and ryes that Andrew talked about like a year ago are still coming. There were all sorts of delays with bottling hall due to health, of course, due to COVID, all sorts of things like that. There were also delays with shipments, delays with tariffs, all that kind of stuff. They're coming. Don't worry. And they'll be here sooner than you think, actually. So that's really exciting as well. And lastly, like I said, I'm super enthused for this year ahead. I'm super excited to what this year will look like. And I'm super kind of excited to see some level of normalcy coming back to our lives in some way. Yes, we've seen some recent flare-ups in the last day or two, of course, a week or two, I should say. And that's bound to happen post-Christmas. But we were really on a good track there for a while. I think Victoria recorded, 7 weeks without a single case, and Sydney was doing pretty good as well. And Brisbane, all the other cities as well, Brisbane, and there's all these other cities like Perth and Brisbane and Canberra where they haven't seen COVID for, 9 months. So, but, it's kind of like, it's kind of very exciting. And there's things coming through the pipeline. Jason Robson picked up my 53, couldn't help myself. 53s, at the moment, they are vanishing as soon as they appear in our other international branches. So as soon as the US or UK or Japan put a 53 up, it's vanished. So we're kind of not really making a big song and dance of those 53s at the moment because A, they're phenomenal, and B, they just vanish if you put them in an outturn. And so, like I said, we're going to sneak some stuff up on the site this month, which is exciting because we get to share them with you. But at the same time, Adelaide, yes, Taryn, of course, Adelaide. I said Adelaide. Adelaide, you guys have got COVID under control. It's like, is it even a thing there? There was that pizza shop incident, which meant that it wasn't even COVID, was it? I can't remember. Anyway, Woohoo, American stuff. J-Hodes, that's true. There is American stuff coming in. American bourbons, rye, and single malts in the pipeline, which is very exciting. And, not that I just joined to get some cool rye and bourbon. Keep your palate open, J-Hodes. Keep your palate open. You'll find some amazing Scotch whiskies and even other world whiskies out there as well. Of course, you know that, though. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. Yeah. Don't mention the war. Yeah. Anyway. So, look, thank you so much for coming along this live journey with me tonight. Thank you so much for everything in 2020 with all of you, as always. And really looking forward to the year ahead, really looking forward to sharing great experiences, great whiskey, and absolutely unique experiences, I should say, that will take you on a journey throughout this year and onwards. So in the meantime, Slanjava, thank you so much. Cheers, Kampai, however you want to say it. Thank you so much for 2020. Really looking forward to this year ahead. And we'll see you all for another live soon. Like I said, a little bit less lives this year, but it means that we'll go for a quality over quantity approach maybe. And we've got some great pre-recorded material that we're working with a multitude of people. Here's to some collaborations as well in future coming up this year, which is also very exciting. And as I said, keep your eyes peeled and keep an open palate, keep an open mind, and have a great evening. Cheers for now.